Hi everybody and welcome to another Blender tutorial. In this video we are going to address a common issue many face when using animations from Mixamo.com. If you are new to it, Mixamo is a free online platform where you can download pre-made characters and animations to use in your 3D projects. Now, if you've previously tried to extend short Mixamo animations, you might have come across tutorials that use the cyclic method, where the animation loops endlessly. The problem with that approach is that you don't have control over where the animation stops. It just keeps repeating without a clean way to transition or pause. This tutorial takes a different route. I'll show you a method that lets you extend your animations as long as you want, while giving you complete control so you can stop or change animations at any frame you choose. It's clean, flexible, and works great when you blend multiple animations in your timeline. So with that said, let's dive in and head over to mixamo.com. After creating an account, if you're a new user or logging in as an existing user, you land on the character tab. This is where you get to select whichever character you'd like to use. For this tutorial, I'm going to go with Akai Espiritu. I'm going to click on the character and wait for it to load in. Once your character is successfully loaded, the next step is to move over to the animation tab. Here you can browse or search for specific animations you want to apply to your character. For example, I'm going to search for a running animation. Once that is done, a list of related animations will appear. Feel free to pick whatever animations fit your scene. For this tutorial, I'll select one of the run cycles. After clicking on it, the animations will be applied to your character. Then on the left side of your screen, you'll see a download button. Click on it. If you don't have the character already, choose download with skin. But since I already have the character, I'll go with download without skin. Right now we have the downloaded armature and we also have the main character in our scene. Since these are two separate armatures, we need to transfer the animation. With the downloaded armature selected, I'm going to copy the keyframes, then I'll select the armature of our main character, press Ctrl V and paste the keyframes. Next, I'll delete any previous keyframes on our character armature and move the newly pasted keyframes to the beginning of our timeline. Now, if you downloaded the animations directly onto your character, you will need to go through this process. At this point, we now have a working running animation. But here's where the issue comes in. Whenever you try to extend the animation by copying and pasting the keyframes, the character resets and goes back to the starting point. In this video, I'm going to explain why that happens and how to fix it. So to begin, I'll open the graph editor. I'll press A to select all keyframes, then hit period on the numpad to focus on them. To clearly understand why a character keeps snapping back to the starting point, let's take a look at the graph editor. This upward line represents the forward motion of the character. As the line increases over time, the character moves forward. But when the animation loops and the curve drops back to zero, the character also snaps back to the starting position and begins moving forward again. That's why simply copying and pasting keyframes causes your character to restart the motion instead of continuing smoothly. In the next step, I'll show you how to fix this so your animation plays seamlessly over as many frames as you need. Now, to make this work properly, we need to position the next set of keyframes directly after the previous ones. Let's say the first animation ends at frame 26. We need the next one to begin at frame 27. So I'll move the new keyframes along the x-axis to start exactly at frame 27. Next, in the graph editor, I'll go to the Mixamo rig hierarchy and temporarily turn off all visibility of all properties except for the Z location. Since the curve is a straight line, we can delete the existing keyframes and create a clean, continuous motion. I'll press G and then Y to move the entire line upwards, making sure it is as straight as possible. This ensures the character keeps moving forward without snapping back with a constant velocity. After that, I will enable the visibility of other channels and start duplicating the keyframes, placing each new set right after the last one. I'll repeat the process until the animation stretches all the way to frame 250. Now we've successfully created a seamless running animation across 250 frames. So with this approach, we've now created an animation that runs for 260 frames. Now, if you watched other tutorials online, you've probably seen people using the cyclic method. This method just loops the animation endlessly. But the problem is, you don't get precise control. The character keeps moving without any option to pause or transition smoothly. That's why this method is better. It gives you full control over when and where your animation stops. You can decide exactly how long the character runs and easily switch to another animation when you are ready. In this example, I went for 260 frames, but you can stretch it to any length that works for your scene. You can also bring in other Mixamo animations and continue building from there. I hope this helped you understand how to extend and control your Mixamo animations inside Blender. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.